Welcome to AI Verdict. Today, we're breaking down a monumental shift in the artificial intelligence industry, the moment the AI dream crashed into a very, very harsh reality. This is the story of the end of infinite hype and the beginning of a desperate fight for survival. So let's start with a promise, right? This one comes straight from OpenAI's own CEO, Sam Altman. He once drew a very clear line in the sand about how ChatGPT would make money, calling advertising the absolute last resort, the break glass in case of emergency option. Well, guess what? That last resort, it's not the last resort anymore. It's their survival plan. And this isn't just some small pivot. It's a huge red flag, a warning sign for the entire AI industry, that the ground beneath their feet is shifting dramatically. So how in the world did we get here? Here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to dig into the financial mess that started this whole thing. Then we'll look at the 3 physical walls, literally physical barriers that are stopping AI in its tracks. After that, we'll dive into the new battleground, infrastructure. Then we'll see how AI is trying to jump off our screens and onto our bodies. And finally, we'll give our verdict on what it really means to be in survival mode. Okay, first up, let's talk money, or more specifically, the lack of it. We've got to understand the insane financial pressure that pushed OpenAI to hit the panic button and declare a company-wide code red. Okay, take a look at this. This donut chart, it tells you everything you need to know. OpenAI has this huge audience, right? 190 million people using it every single day. But here's the kicker. Only a tiny sliver, just 5%, are actually paying for it. That other 95%, they're basically burning a gigantic hole in OpenAI's pocket. And if that last slide didn't convince you, this one will. I mean, yeah, $1 billion a month in revenue sounds amazing. Who wouldn't want that? But what if you're spending up to $12 billion a year to make it happen? You don't have to be a math genius to see that this is a recipe for disaster. The numbers just don't add up. It's completely unsustainable. So, with that kind of financial bleeding, what do? You declare a code red. This isn't a fire drill. It means everything non-essential gets shut down. Ambitious, cool-sounding projects like their personal AI assistant, codenamed Pulse, gone, shelved. The only thing that matters now is keeping the lights on and finding new revenue, like yesterday. And their solution? The thing they said they'd never do? Ads. And we're not talking about some tiny little test. Oh no. This is a full-blown, multi-year plan to build a $25 billion advertising business. Think about that. That's on the scale of major social media platforms. It's one of the biggest U-turns in tech history, happening right before our eyes. But here's the thing. This problem is so much bigger than just one company's balance sheet. The entire AI industry is running headfirst into 3 very real, very physical walls that are threatening to just stop all this growth cold. And here they are. The power wall, the data wall, and the money wall. Think of these as the fundamental laws of physics for AI right now. You can't code your way around them. You can't innovate your way through them. They are just there. Let's start with the power wall. The amount of electricity these things need is just staggering. By 2026, a single top-tier data center is going to need a gigawatt of power. To put that in perspective, that's the output of an entire nuclear reactor for one data center. And the scary part? Our power grid literally can't handle it. We just don't have the juice. Next up, the data wall. This one's a mind bender. We're running out of stuff for the AI to learn from. I mean, the entire supply of high-quality, human-written text on the internet, it's about to be tapped out. So what's the plan B? Get AIs to create data to train other AIs. But that's a dangerous game. It's like making a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. Eventually, you just end up with a blurry mess. And that brings us to the money wall. The amount of cash being thrown at this is almost hard to comprehend. The big 4 tech giants are spending over $350 billion on AI infrastructure in 1 year. That's more than what people spend on cars or groceries. It's actually propping up the economy. But here's the catch. A lot of the companies using that infrastructure still have no idea how to actually turn a profit. Okay, so when you have these massive physical limits, the whole game changes. It stops being about who has the smartest algorithm and starts being about something much more tangible. It's a battle to own the actual physical foundation of this new economy. And out of this, you're seeing 2 main strategies emerge. You've got Google on one side, playing the long game. They're trying to own everything, the whole stack. We're talking custom chips, their own power sources, even poaching the best talent. Then you have the other approach, The OpenAI and Microsoft partnership. They're throwing $100 billion at Project Stargate to build what they call a sovereign compute moat. Basically, their own private, walled-off AI kingdom that nobody else can touch. This whole situation is so fundamental, it's changing how world leaders even talk about AI. At Davos, they stopped calling it software. Now they're calling it a public utility, like electricity or water. They've even got this 5-layer cake model to explain it, where everything starts with the most basic ingredients, energy and computer chips at the bottom. So while this epic battle for infrastructure is happening in the background, another fight is breaking out right in front of us. The fight for how we interact with AI is moving. It's leaving our phone screens and jumping onto our bodies. And it is happening fast. Look at this timeline. Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses sales exploded in 2025. And now Apple and Google are jumping into the ring with their own advanced versions. The whole idea is to give your AI an over-the-shoulder view of your life, to see what you see and understand your world in a way a phone in your pocket never could. And if you think smart glasses are the final frontier, well, think again. Neuralink is taking this to a whole other level. This isn't just a research project anymore. They're moving into high-volume production. There are over 10,000 people on a wait list to get a chip implanted in their brain. The idea of plugging our minds directly into the digital world is becoming a commercial reality, and it's happening right now. All right, so after all that, what's the verdict? What does this new survival mode really mean for the AI industry? What are the new rules of the game? Well, for one, it means the party's over. The era of just burning through billions of dollars on moonshot projects with no clear purpose, that's done. It's been replaced by what they're calling ruthless prioritization. That means focusing only on what makes money and secures your spot in the market. And sometimes that means things like safety checks and ethics reviews get pushed to the side. So who's actually going to win in this new era? It's not going to be the companies that are out there promising some magical, all-powerful AGI is just around the corner. No, the winners are going to be the ones who get their hands dirty with the real-world problems, the ones who own their infrastructure, the ones who figure out a way to actually make money sustainably. And this is the big one, the ones who can somehow hold on to our trust. And that really leaves us with one final and I think pretty unsettling question. In this frantic race for survival, with everyone practicing ruthless prioritization, who ends up paying the price? Is it the companies themselves? Or is it us, the users, trying to figure out if our AI is actually helping us or just trying to sell us something?